Special thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Secure204 here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the IT-1. The IT-1 was a Soviet Cold War missile tank based on the hull of the T-62. The tank fired especially designed 3M7 Draken missiles from a pop-up launcher. It saw very limited service between 1968 and 1970. The large dead zone around the tank created by the missiles' minimum range combined with the limited amount of ammunition carried made it unpopular with the military. Also, the 520 kilograms of guidance equipment needed for the missile was impractical. Eventually, the tanks were converted into recovery vehicles. A turbine-powered version was also developed, named the IT-1T. So yeah, really interesting tank destroyer. Really, I kind of see it as a bit impractical, as I kind of mentioned before. Its only main armament was a missile launcher. It didn't have any backup, you know, auto cannons or anything like that to give it a little bit more capability, and probably would have lasted a little bit better if it had a little bit more versatility, as maybe like a infantry supporting vehicle or something like that. But the fact that it was a dedicated tank destroyer with only a mounted missile launcher and a simple little coaxial machine gun really kind of sealed its fate. So yeah, really interesting vehicle still, and kind of a cool modern type of strength tank destroyer, and based off the T-62 chassis as well. So kind of an interesting variant of that. Overall, really interesting vehicle, and we're going to go and take a look here in a sec. But before we do, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month in order to your request you're choosing, depending on which tier you sub to. It's much appreciated, and I really do appreciate all the patrons on there that are donating and supporting the work I do, so definitely feel free to check it out. Anyways, let's go and kind of take a look here at the IT-1. This is a redesign. I did do one a while back, but this is definitely a huge improvement over the previous one, just detail-wise and building techniques, kind of definitely, gotten better in that kind of sense. But starting off with, we have obviously the front up here. So obviously the driver's viewport, the light there, the various different, equipment mounted onto the sides of the tank here. On the top, we have basically the guidance systems and the missile itself, the 3M7 Draken. So a pretty considerable sized missile for sure. Again, obviously more of the different equipment used to actually fire this weapon. As I kind of specified earlier, one of the main drawbacks to it was just the sheer amount of equipment they actually needed to actually fire the missiles. So pretty cool stuff there. Getting all the detail in here for the back, nothing too crazy or anything like that. And then we have the external fuel tank on the back here for a little bit of extra range. Yeah, so awesome looking vehicle, and again, gonna make an awesome addition to any of your, kind of late Cold War type scenarios, as this vehicle would fit in there perfectly. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers 0 and 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layers. We're going to be working on layer 1 actually. I was thinking there's a layer 0 to this, but only one layer. To go ahead and get started for this, we're going to go ahead and place down a row 2 of nether brick upside down stairs across like this. We then want to place down a green terracotta block and then a green shulker box on its side like so. On the top here of the shulker box, we're going to place down a dark oak button, item frame, and a green terracotta block in that item frame like so. After that, we're going to go and place down 2 dark oak stairs across here again. Same thing across the back here. Green terracotta block, green shulker box on the side here, dark oak button, item frame, and green terracotta block. We're going to go and then take our dark oak trapdoors. We're going to place down a row 2 across the space here. We're going to do the same thing here for the wheel again, so green terracotta block, shulker box, dark oak button, item frame, and a green terracotta block in the item frame. We're going to place down there 2 dark oak trapdoors, green terracotta block, green shulker box, dark oak button, item frame, and a green terracotta block on its side. And then after that, 2 nether brick slabs, 2 nether brick top slabs, and that right there is going to basically complete our track design, and that's going to be over here on the right side. From this, we're going to go ahead and go from the nether brick upside down stair here and place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak with top slabs over, and going back here to this nether brick slab, we're going to place down 3 dark oak with top slabs over as well. We then want to connect the spaces together with dark oak with top slabs, just basically filling in this whole space here to create the bottom of the hull of the tank. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick ups downstairs, and basically repeat the same design we did for the tracks just over here to this side. I'm going to go ahead and do this a little bit faster, as I already kind of covered in detail how to do it on the other side. So again, if I'm going too fast for you, you can feel free to pause the video, look at the other side, or slow the video down, whichever works best for you guys, and all that. It's again the same thing that's on the other side. There's no difference whatsoever, so just build what you see on the other side. Dark oak buttons, item frames, and our green terracotta blocks, and that right there is going to complete those wheels. And with that, that is going to wrap up what we have for this layer. I'm just going to double check to make sure we're not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good. So again, that right there is going to complete layer number 1, and with that, let's move into layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 across the middle blocks like so. Off the middle 3 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 3 dark oak wood slabs, and then out to the sides here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick walls, out to both sides like so. Coming off the nether brick walls, we're going to place down a row of 2 dark oak wood signs, coming off toward the front, just like that, and then on these dark oak wood slabs here on the insides, we're going to place down item frames, and tripwire hooks in the item frames. We're going to rotate the tripwire hooks so that they're facing downwards like so. After that's done, we want to go and then grab ourselves a green shulker box. We're going to place down a green shulker box like this to both sides, dark oak button, item frame, and a green terracotta block. And same thing over here, dark oak button, item frame, and a green terracotta block like so. After that's complete, we're going to go and then take our nether brick slabs. We're going to place down a nether brick top slab. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nether brick slabs back. We're going to also take our dark oak wood signs, and along these first 2 slabs, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood signs, and then come to the back here along the last 2 nether brick slabs here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood signs as well. And we want to go and then just place down a nether brick top slab like that after it. On the inside here of these slabs, we're going to go and run a row of green terracotta across the side here. And then when we get to the back section here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, green shulker box to the side, dark oak wood on the shulker box, item frame, and then a cobweb in the item frame like that. And of course, coming off these 2 blocks here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick walls for the back of the track. We're going to do the same thing over here on this side. So again, I'm going to kind of do this a little bit quicker, as again, it's the same thing that's over on the right side over there. So again, I'm going to kind of do it a little bit fast here. And then we have our track here. So just like this, like that, and our dark oak wood signs. Pretty simple little track layout, and that right there is going to do it for the tracks. Now at this point right here, you can go and choose to fill the inside in. Basically this will all kind of be covered up, but you can go and choose to fill this in if you do want to try to do an interior for this tank. It's a really small tank, so you really won't be able to fit much, but you can hollow it out if you want to, or leave it hollow. Just note that you will need to fill in the green terracotta all the way back to this space right here, so you will need to at least have this row right here filled in across. But anyways, once we get to this point here, we're going to then take our spruce wood top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 spruce wood top slabs in between those nether brick walls. And with that all done there, that is going to wrap it up for layer 2. Here's what it looks like from up above. Pretty straightforward stuff so far. And with that, let's go and move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our green carpet. We're going to place down 2 green carpets on top of these nether brick walls, like so. We then want to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor back from those, and then we're going to go ahead and also go to the right side and place down a redstone comparator right here. And then over here to this side, the left side, we're going to place down a redstone repeater with the notches flicked far apart like so. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a green bed, which is going to be over here on this side, located right here. And then over here to the left side, we're going to go and go back from that trapdoor with 1 and 2 daylight detectors. This point right here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab, coming off that daylight detector there. Spruce wood slab, 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood slabs over. We're going to place down an item frame on the side of the spruce wood slab. In that item frame, we want to go and place down a black bed, and we're also going to place down a spruce wood sign over the item frame. So black bed rotate on its side, and a spruce wood sign over it. We're going to go ahead and go to the side here. We're going to grab ourselves an item frame again. We're going to place down an item frame here, followed by a snowball in the item frame, and then we want to go and place down a dark oak wood fence gate over the item frame like that. So it's going to look something like this here for the front. After that's done, we're going to grab our green terracotta again. We're going to place down a row of 3 across this section here, followed by a dark oak wood slab to both sides like that. When we get to this point, we're going to focus on each side individually, since both sides are a little different here on the vehicle. So to start with, we're going to go to the left side. The left side here, after the daylight detectors, we're going to place down a green bed like so. 2 spruce wood slabs with 2 spruce wood signs there on the sides. We're going to then place down a nether green bed. And then again, 2 spruce wood slabs, again with our spruce wood signs here along the sides. And then we're going to go ahead and just place down a dark oak trapdoor on top of that nether brick wall. For the right side of the tank, a little bit different. We're going to be placing down a daylight detector. Or sorry, my bad, it's going to be 2 spruce wood slabs after that bed. So 1, 2. 2 spruce wood signs. A daylight detector. And then we're going to place down a green bed, which is going to be facing this direction. And then we're going to place down a second green bed directly after it. And then we just want to take our dark oak trapdoors and place down 1 and 2 trapdoors back from it. So this is what it should look like from up above here for your 2 different sides there. Once we have that done, go ahead and go back up here to the front. We're filling 3 rows of 5 of green terracotta. So 1, 2, 3. And we want to go ahead and do a row 3. Green terracotta, mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. At this point right here, we want to go ahead and grab our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here, corner stair to both sides of that stair, and then a slab out to both sides. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood fence post to both sides here, followed by a spruce wood slab to the left side and 2 dark oak wood slabs to the right side. We then want to place down a nether brick slab in the middle, followed by a black bed to both sides like so. And we're going to go ahead and place down, starting from the left side, 1, 2, 3 nether brick slabs, a nether brick full block, and a nether brick slab. On top of that full block, just so we don't forget, we're going to place down a rail like that for that. After that, we want to go ahead and take our dark oak wood fence gates. We're going to place down 1, 2 over here and 1, 2 over here. We're going to go ahead and then take our green shulker boxes. We're going to place down 1 and 2 shulker boxes with their bottoms touching each other like that, or basically bottom to bottom, so that the tops are facing toward the outsides there. We then want to grab our item frames, and we're going to place an item frame here on the tops here of the shulker boxes, so again to both sides, just like that. And after that's all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer number 3. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our last final layers here, layers 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8. So with that, we're going to go and move into our final layers, layers 4 through 8. Alright guys, moving into our final layers, we have layers 4 through 8. For these layers, we're just going to basically be putting all the top portion of the turret on, the missile, and pretty much all that stuff. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a daylight detector here on this middle green terracotta block, and then one over here to the left side of the turret. Over here to the right side, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign. Going back from the dark oak wood sign, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, an item frame coming off the green terracotta block, and we're just going to place down a white stained glass pane and look like that for one of the optics. After that's done, we're going to go over from the green terracotta block 1 and 2 dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down a daylight detector over here on this side, and we're going to go ahead and then place down an end rod, which is going to be coming off that daylight detector. We also want to place down a fence gate coming off the side here of this detector. On top of the fence gate, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, item frame coming off toward the front, and a white stained glass pane in the item frame, while we also place down a green zombie head coming off this dark oak wood fence gate. So just like that for the front so far. Once that's complete, we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood slab back from this green terracotta block. So slab back, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair right here. And we're going to go ahead and then place down another dark oak wood slab, and then a dark oak wood stair like that to the outside there. Now on top of that dark oak wood stair, that's over to the outside here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post, followed by a end rod, and then we're going to place down 2 iron bars up like that for the radio antenna. After that's complete, we want to go ahead and then go over to the other side here, and we're going to be going ahead and placing down a mossy cobblestone wall next to the slab, coming off it an item frame. In that item frame, we're going to place down a black bed, which is going to be rotated facing this direction like so, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side of the mossy cobblestone wall. Also on top of that wall, we're going to place down a zombie head, just like that, for again more optics there for the front there. And we're also going to place down a redstone repeater on top of this green terracotta block with the notches flicked to the sides there like so. Once we get to this point, we're going to place down a spruce wood slab after this dark oak wood slab here, followed by a daylight detector to the right of it. We're going to then place down a zombie head here in the center, followed by a stripped spruce wood log right here, a daylight detector again to the side. Across the back here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 daylight detectors, followed by an item frame here with a green terracotta block in the item frame, just like that. Now once that's done, we're going to get into our actual missile system itself right here. So for this, to go ahead and get started, we're going to start off by placing down an anvil on top of this stair, a dark oak wood sign on both sides of the anvil, and also we're going to place down an item frame and a green terracotta block in the item frame. Same thing here, into both sides. From that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab, coming off it toward the front, and we're going to then take a dark oak wood trapdoor and place down one trapdoor coming off of it toward the rear. And that right there is going to basically be the launcher that the missile sits on. To make the missile itself, we're going to need skeleton skulls, some smooth sandstone, and a birchwood fence gate. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab here, a skeleton skull coming off of it, and then going back from the sandstone slab, we're going to place down 1 and 2 more, so you have a row of 3. We're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull here on the end, and also on this first slab here, we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate, coming off of it on both sides, opened up toward the slab like so. This section here, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone top slab, coming off that trapdoor, and then a top slab that kind of comes up from that slab there, up at an angle like that to make the kind of stabilizing stabilizers on the missile itself. And that right there's going to do it there for the missile. After that's done, the last thing we have to do here is this little kind of tube that's on the back here. We're going to go and place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs kind of up and between these fence posts like so. We're going to place down a zombie head on both sides, and we're going to go ahead and then take dark oak wood signs and take dark oak wood signs and run them along the sides here of that row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs. So just like this across. And once we have that complete there, that is going to wrap up layers 4 through 8, and with that, my tutorial for my IT-1 tank destroyer. Well, if you guys do enjoy this tutorial and do put it to good use, if you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This could be anything from a silent build to my channel or this video if it does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, that's all I ask for. You're free for a project you guys are working on. Just again, credit me for the build. And that, again, big thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter for making this tutorial possible, and feel free to check out my Patreon page. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. But yeah, with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's been great to it for, and I'll see you guys next time.